Good evening. This is Mario with MarioMFinkbiner.com. And tonight I'm excited. We're going to go over the evening reflection thought. And what I'd like to do is, if I can post it, takes a little sign. All right. So tonight's talk is, to change bad habits, we must study the habits of successful role models by Jack Canfield. Now, I want you to think about that because I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to study successful role models to create a healthy and wealthy lifestyle? And that's where you want to do it. People have talked to me all the time and they constantly say to me, hey, Mario, you know what? I'm ready to get going on it. And I bring the analogy back again of baseball playing and that. I want to break it down to two parts. When you want to hit a curveball, you had to do two things. And then you're going to apply the same knowledge and concept, hey, Karen, over into the business world. When I decided, hey, Denise, hey, Marcia, when I decided to play baseball and hit a curveball, I had to get my mind mentally prepared. So I had to visualize it. I had to visually think about and act like I was taking and hitting a curveball, whether I was hitting righty or lefty. And I was a switch hitter. Same time, same thing, and you can tell, go Mets, baby, and my Knicks, because the Jets are just ruining it for me. So you can tell I'm a New Yorker. So now, think of it this way. But a lot of people didn't realize it, and I think that's where they got hurt. Ain't Nancy? What happens is, you got the mental visualization. You visualize and you constantly visualize. Hey, John, but happy birthday, John. But what happens is, and which is very important, is you also had the training. I hired a mentor or coach, not a mentor for baseball, and I learned how to hit a curveball. He taught me the ropes of it and how to do it, how to anticipate. You know, as a catcher, switch hitting catcher, I looked at the pitcher. He would give telltale signs on it. So it's the same thing here. What happened was you said to yourself, okay, he's going to throw me a curveball on the third pitch because of the way he has been doing it throughout with all the other opposing players. So I said, okay. So now I said to myself, now I visualize it. But now I also mentally prepared and physically went to swing at a ball. And therefore, I got my motor skills. In other words, my muscle on it. It's the same analogy if you ever shot. When you want to shoot and you want to hit your target, you can do it where it's a reflex kind of thing, where you're just shooting and aiming at the target. You visualize it, but you also pull the trigger and you're able to hit the target. It's got to be the condition on it. It's the motor reflex. I forget the exact technical word. Now, I want you to apply that toward the business world. So you say to yourself, okay, I'm all excited. I've joined this opportunity. I want to spread the word out. And then you sit there and you say, well, now what the heck am I going to say? Or who am I talking to? How do I even know how to say and give my information? Well, the first thing I tell people is you want to what? Get a blueprint. So in other words, you want to get a blueprint so it gives you the same thing as I did, the visualization. You have a game plan. But the second thing you want is you, like I had where I hired a coach, you want to have a mentor and you want to be able to know, or you want to get a role model, as Jack Canfield says. You want to get the right role model. Because if you looked at my other video yesterday or the day before, if you get the wrong habit, if you get the wrong, role model, you're sunk already. So the same thing here. You want to aspire. If you want to go, nothing against your family member, but if the family member is making $30,000, you're looking to make $1 million. You don't ask a 30,000 person about how to achieve. Hey, Kelly, how do you achieve $1 million? He or she is not going to do it. It's the same analogy as I said the other day. I cannot tell. I can empathize for a woman, giving birth, but I have absolutely no experience about being pregnant, giving birth. I was there for my 2 children and that, but I definitely can't be an expert on that. So the same thing I've talked to you about this. So again, baseball analogy, you visualize it and then you practice it so that your muscle retention is just like constantly the same, repeating. It's the same in swimming. It's the same in many sports. What's the Michael Jackson? Not Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, with basketball, kept shooting, foul shots. He did it in his sleep. It's the same thing you do here. So again, if you want to be successful in the internet marketing arena, you want to then, 1, get a blueprint. 2, find a mentor and the tools and the proper skill sets to do it. Without it, you're just beating yourself to death. You're going to have a lousy experience, and ultimately you're going to quit because, again, you're just going to throw in the towel. So if you have any questions, what I'd appreciate is really 2 things. I'd like you to share this and spread the word. You know I'm in the health and wellness industry. You know that Toxic Talk is on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. You know I'm passionate about that. I want to create a healthy and wealthy lifestyle for as many family members as possible. I do not want anybody else to go through the same experience I had with my father, where I had to watch him deteriorate and that. I don't even want you to have the same experiences I had where I injured myself and had it. Last year, the year before, I went to the point where I was getting up to 8 pills. Gosh, 8 lousy pills. And you know what? They kept going. The dosage went from 300 a atom. You went up, I had 300 mgs, 1 pill. Then it was 600 mgs, and 3 months later, Athena. Then I went from 600 mgs to 900. And I said, enough of this. I was like, I was like groggy. And I feared the same thing that happened to my father, where I would get to the point where I'm not feeling well, and I'm just taking other pills to counteract the prior pills. That's not going to happen. So what I'd ask you to do is share it. And in recapping, just again, to change bad habits, we must study the habits of successful role models. Jack Canfield. If you're not sure who a good role model is, look in your niche, follow the leaders, follow the people who have done it before you. You have your own personality. You don't exactly do what they do, but again, the blueprint is there. As Tony Robbins says all the time, you want to be successful, you follow people who've been successful prior to you. All right, with that, to a healthy and wealthy lifestyle, have a good evening. Talk to you soon.